Hello there everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to yet another video. And we're going to have a discussion about Bristol City today. And not a match preview, not a match review, not a match day vlog, because we're not playing, obviously. Just a general consensus of what we are doing at the moment, and are we happy, Bristol City fans, with where we are at the moment, because we are in 17th place. We are in a position where it is very tight in the league at the moment, and we could easily jump up a few places, or we could go down a few places. And it is very, very tight in the middle of that, in the middle of that league. And at the moment, with the performances recently, especially with the one against West Brom and the one against Bournemouth, less so with the one against Nottingham Forest, we don't look like we're going to improve, and we don't look like we could go into the next international break in November, and we could be in a better position than this. Because general performances throughout the season, to be fair, we've not been that great this season. Performances recently have definitely concerned me. Can we turn that around? Who knows? I mean, if we can win, I don't know, next 2 games, or 2 out of 4, or 2 out of 3, or something like that, or go and beat them for the next 3 or 4. Obviously, we'd do quite well and get just be in the middle of the league, but at the moment we're not doing. There's no real sign of that happening, and that is really concerning for Bristol City fans and Bristol City in general. And that is concerning for me, because if we go down a few places, we're into the 20th and 21st mark, potentially even drop down to the relegation zone, which is not what we want at all. There are a number of factors for the disappointing-ish start so far to the season, because if you asked me before the, let's say, Millwall game, or even before the Bournemouth game, I would have said, right, great start. We've only lost a few games. We're looking quite good. We've got a draw against Fulham. We've beaten Cardiff away. We're not losing that many games. I know our home form's still not great, but we could definitely kick on. We've got signs of improvement, and we've got a few gears still to go. But apart from that, we haven't really looked like we could kick on after that, because after the Posh game, we've lost 3 on the bounce, and before the Posh game, obviously we lost 1-0 at Millwall, so that's 4 defeats in 5, which is not the sort of run you would like if you want to be a team that is just stabilising, just in the middle of the league, nice and comfortable, not in real threat of relegation, not real challenges to the playoffs, just in the middle of the league, just slotting in there, being nice and stable. We've been really mixed so far, because I think we were 8th, or even 9th or 8th. I think it was 9th after the Posh game, and things look really positive. Not supposed to get the best out of like some Sengo, Andy King, who'd come in on a free, looked really good. Bentley was, as usual, really good south. Chris Martin was decent. The likes of Andy Ryman have been performing as well, so things are really decent. But after that, it's really fallen off a cliff. Only 1 goal in the last 3 games. That was against Nottingham Forest. Still lost the game, obviously. And in general, just this mentality and this mental, psychological disbelief that we have to sit through each and every single week. Because even at 1-0, I know in the 92nd minute, we're like, oh dear God, we might lose this game, or we will definitely give 1 big chance away. Because at the moment, every time we go into the 90th minute and the game is by a single goal, or the game is level, we look like we are going to collapse mentally and psychologically. We've done that against Blackpool, did that against Forest Green, not against Reading, not against Swansea, not against Cardiff, no. Against Luton we did that. Against Nottingham Forest, my God, Nottingham Forest was the worst one, because we conceded late on in the 91st minute. but then after that we conceded again, just completely shifted the mentality and the exactly what I was saying, psychological disbelief and the psychological aura around the squad really shifted, and that is not what we need at the moment. Now, another factor for this is the home form, and we haven't won at home in 17 games, I think it is. Somehow we're not the worst team at home, which is still confusing me. We're in fact not even the second worst team, we're the third worst team at home. Only Cardiff and Forest are worse, because even though they've got the same amount of points, they've got worse goal differences. Which shows one or two things. We're horrible at home. We've only got 4 points out of 7 games at home. But it also shows that we are pretty tight at home, and we don't give too many chances away, and we don't concede 3 or 4 at home each and every single week. We are very tight at home, and we are not usually very tight away. And I know we've just lost 3 like West Brom, but we are normally quite tight at home and not quite tight away as well, which is quite good. But if those tight margins are not working for you, and those 3 defeats getting to 4 or 5 defeats, you've got to start questioning the manager, you've got to start questioning the players, are they buying into this? And the fact that some of the games may have been unlucky, may have been mentality, may have been decisions from the manager which have not worked on the pitch. It's got to be one of those. And I don't know. Are we struggling? Are we struggling at home from tight margins, playing this way? I don't know. I think we might be, but I think generally at home we've just been atrocious, and that is unfortunately what we're doing at the moment, and that is not good at all. Away from home, we're pretty excellent. Fourth place. How many points away from home? 12 points. So we've got 16 points in general. 12 of them have come away from home. So 12 by 16. Just do some quick maths here. 6 by 8. 2 by... No, it's not. Oh my god, I'm so bad. 3 by 4. So 3/4 of our points have come away from home. Now that's very interesting, because normally you'd suspect if you said 3/4 of your points would come either home and away, I would have normally said for a normal football team it would have been at home, because you've obviously got the fans, your fans cheering you on, you've got some home support. No, for us it's three-quarters of our points have come away from home, which is concerning, but also the fact shows that we can adapt to environments away from home. Another thing is tactics. I saw lots of tweeting and moaning and groaning by Bristol City fans on Twitter the other night when we lost 3-0 West Brom, whether Pearson chose the right tactics against West Brom. And it was basically long ball, and I would have agreed with him, but the way we executed the long balls were completely ineffective. Chris Martin is not as big as Bartley, Ajayi, Matt Clark. It's not even as big as Con Townsend, and you're constantly chucking the ball to him. Granted, Chris Martin is very good in the air, but he's not that tall. You've got to give him the right service, then you will get the best out of Chris Martin. But the tactics, the sheer ineptitude, if that's the right word, sheer disbelief and just general misunderstanding and misbelief of not able to change a game, and start with Naki Wells as the focal point, take off Chris Martin for another midfielder, pack out the midfield, don't get overrun by the press of West Brom. Even I could have worked that one out. I mean, I just did right now. And the fact that Pearson didn't understand that shows real concern, because he's our manager. He should be able to identify the fact that, okay, West Brom press really high up the pitch. Let's try and beat the press, either going long really good passing. We obviously can't pass because that's what we do. Swansea did that. They beat West Brom. Even they had to switch to play at times because West Brom were overrunning them in one place. They were hemming them in, Swansea. And we got hemmed in. 2 mistakes by Danny Simpson, by George Tanner, could have easily made this far worse. West Brom, the high line, it was so high up, couldn't deal with it, and surely, Nigel Pearson must have said, okay, we might get hemmed in, but let's stay compact. Let, a midfielder drop in and help the defence out, because at the moment, it is not working. And that is a real concern. The sheer just not able to understand how he couldn't change a game. He's been here for a long time, Nigel Pearson. He just can't change a game, unfortunately. That's really concerning as well. Another thing, team selection. I think that kind of links on with the fact that we haven't been able to affect games with our subs. It's normal players, the starting players. I know Andy Vyman could be an exception, Hanno Masengo could be an exception, but others, not really. Bentley was really good against QPR, but not that. What do we really have? Now, this next point I've made on a piece of tissue is, I've written Pato, Jeju. Are we missing them? I'll let you guys figure that one out. Are we missing Jamie Patterson from Jeju? Because Patterson at the moment is doing excellently well for Swansea, who are really flying, not really flying, but doing well in the Championship under Russ Martin. He's been a real focal point. Him, Joel Pirro, Olivier and Cham, they're doing really well at Swansea. They almost as if they combine perfectly. From Jeju, obviously, Alanyaspor in Turkey, he's been doing decently well. He's been scoring a few goals for them. We're missing from Jeju as well. Who knows? I'll let you guys decide that one out. Because I can't really make a judgment on it. And this kind of links with the Jamie Patterson fact. Are we missing a creative spark in the middle of midfield? I say Casey Palmer, Hanno Masengo, and you think, okay, good creativity there. Just don't play to that strength, which is really concerning for me, because Casey Palmer is an excellent player. He was completely left out of the squad against West Brom. I don't know why. Hanno Masengo is good, not really good, much of a defensive midfielder, definitely a ball playing centre midfielder. He's like one of those players who doesn't attack, he doesn't defend, he's somewhere in between. He can do a bit of both, but he's a really good ball playing centre midfielder. I remember Tyreek Bacon's performance away at Borough last season when we won 3-1. I think it might have been Pearson's first game. No, it was Pearson was in the stand, wasn't he? We were playing with Tyreek Bacon and Adam Naj in the middle of the park. Bacon was standing because he was defending, yes. When he was playing those forward balls, Jeju Wells always got on the end of them. And I think that's what we're kind of missing in the middle of the pitch. Masengo provides that, obviously. We've got Joe Williams there, just to give them a bit of a balance. Casey Palmer, though, I don't really know, because I think Casey Palmer's an outstanding footballer. I think he's an outstanding player. He's got some real good creativity. He can run into the box. He can score a few goals. Is he really fitting into Nigel Pearson's system? I don't know. I don't think so. And clearly Nigel Pearson doesn't think so. Doesn't think so either, because, well, he's not playing him. He's just not playing him. I mean, he's going with 3 strikers, basically. Vyman, Martin, Wells. He's been going with them last few games, and it's not worked. But going with 3 strikers over a creative midfielder shows something. And the last point I want to make for this video is Nigel Pearson. So I've put on a piece of tissue here. Pearson. ... question mark. Is Nigel Pearson under pressure at Bristol City? I don't think so. I don't personally believe that sacking Pearson would be the right thing to do. I don't think it will help our situation anyways. But it's really concerning with the fact that we are not able to really score goals at the moment. I mean, goal for Scott, but we didn't pose any attacking threat against West Brom, and against Forest we scored that goal obviously, but against Bournemouth as well. I mean, Naki was had a few chances, but that's about it. I think I'll start judging Pearson once we've played Barnsley, Hull, Posh, again. That is, we'll obviously have Barnsley next week, so it'll be interesting how we get on there. I think if Pearson loses that game against Barnsley, I think fans are already kind of turning against him, which is really weird for me. If Barnsley win at Ashton Gate, if Barnsley win at Ashton Gate, I think I'll start questioning Nigel Pearson a bit. Then if he loses another game, I'll start questioning him heavily. Then if he loses again, if I'll give him 3 more games to be fair. If he loses those 3 games or we get 1 point, I am pretty much done with Pearson, because that run will go into 6 without a win. It's already 4 losses in 5. So if we lose another game, it'll be 4 losses in a row. It'll be 5 defeats in 6, which is not good enough whatsoever. Not good enough. The next couple of few fixtures that is, Barnsley at home, Birmingham, Coventry away, and then Blackburn at home. And we've got Stoke, Sheffield United. We need to get our act together soon, because there are some interesting fixtures there. Coventry's going to be tough. Birmingham, they're not as easy to break down, are they? So it's going to be easy. Not going to be easy. It's going to be interesting to see how we get on in those games. Overall, I'm not Pearson out yet. I'm Pearson in definitely. I think he can turn it around, but overall, it is a bit concerning. I rambled on for 17 minutes and 10 seconds there. There you go. I suppose that's the end of the video. That was how do Bristolcity improve from here on. Please make sure to like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. That's the most important thing. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already as well. Comment down below. What do you think Bristolcity can improve? Is it Nigel Pearson? Is it the players we let go? Is it Danny Simpson? Is it the tactics? Is it the home form? And if we can improve the home form, can we gain some momentum? Or is it just lack of quality? Who knows? Anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching again, and I will see you later.